We are in Cleveland, Ohio, and I am about to have a sandwich that I haven't had in almost 3 decades, and one that Mrs. Goblin has never tried. Hello, Goblins and Goblinettes. Welcome back to another edition of Destined to be Goblin. Destined Goblin and
Mrs. Goblin
are both here, and this is where we will try a food product of some kind, maybe something you didn't even know existed, and we will decide whether or not we should give it my Destined Goblin seal of approval. We are in Cleveland, Ohio. We are in a rental car, so there is a little bit of a curve here, a learning curve, so forgive us if this video looks a little bit different from the ones that you have seen. We are actually here for a wedding, and I would like to say very quickly, congratulations, Mike and Megan. That is the reason that we are visiting here in Cleveland, Ohio. Now, as many of you know, I am originally from Cleveland. I lived there for most of my life, and then I moved to Florida, and then I have been in Florida for over 20 years. Now, when I was living in Ohio, one of the staples of my fast food diet was mrhero. Those of you that are from Ohio, especially Northeast Ohio, you know exactly what I am talking about. mrhero is a fast food chain. They have a lot of different types of sandwiches, sort of similar to Subway. For those of you that don't know what mrhero is, you can sort of relate it to Subway. They are known for 2 particular sandwiches, and these were the 2 sandwiches that I ate the most when I was growing up. That is the hot buttered cheesesteak, which is this right here, and then Mrs. Goblin has the Romanburger. Now, these are nicely cut. We're going to go ahead and swap these out so that we can each get a half of these sandwiches here. Mrs. Goblin, feel free to dig in. I know you are starving, so go ahead and dig in whenever you would like. I'm going to start with the Romanburger because this is one of my favorite sandwiches of all time. What this is it is on a sub roll, as you can see right there. One of the things I loved always about mrhero was the fact that their bread is very fresh, very flavorful. The Romanburger has a burger patty on it. Then it has salami, and it has some other Italian meats that are grilled. It has what they call Swiss American cheese on it, lettuce, tomato, onion, and then a house dressing as well. There we go. We got the regular size Romanburger, and I actually wrote down a couple of notes here to make sure I had the calorie counts and everything correct. This is the regular size. It is $7.49. They come in 3 different sizes, 806 calories for the entire thing. But then, of course, you can get 2 larger sizes as well. You can also make this into a meal, and we're going to get to the other part of the meal as well, because that is something that mrhero is known for also. This has always been one of my favorite sandwiches, just for the very flavors that are on here. The fact that it is a burger as well as a sub sandwich, and then that house dressing and the way that cheese melts on there was always one of my favorite flavors. I have not had one of these in over 20 years, and I've been looking forward to this bite for a very long time. The burger gives it that beefy flavor. You get the nice flavors of the Italian meats on there. And then that Swiss American cheese is creamy because of the way it melts onto it. It's mellow. It's not a sharp flavor like you get sometimes in Swiss cheese. And then, again, that house dressing that's on there. Mayo as well. I forgot about the mayo. The mayo makes it really creamy also. Mrs. Goblin, I know you just took a bite of that, so I'll wait a second, and then we'll see what Mrs. Goblin thinks about it.
tastes good with the hamburger and the salami. I'm enjoying it. It's like having an Italian sub with the hamburger, I guess.
Yes. I've always liked the raw onion that they put on there. It gives it another sort of level of flavor, depth of flavor. Mr. Hero, by the way, has been a Northeast Ohio staple since 1965. It started on the west side of Cleveland, and it franchised. They did expand quite a bit, and then they contracted a little bit more. But I was kind of glad to see that the particular Mr. Hero shops that I remember from my childhood are actually still there. It has been over 20 years since I've been in the Cleveland area, and it was really nice to see that those shops are still there. Mr. Hero is still a big part of the local fast food genre, whatever you want to call it. So I was very happy to see that. Their slogan is "The taste you crave." That has been one of their slogans for a very long time, and they are still using that as well. Now,
yes, you were craving.
I was craving it. I was craving it for a very long time. I was very glad to get this opportunity to try them. Now, the other thing at Mr. Hero, the other sandwich at Mr. Hero that I used to love, and the one that really brought them to prominence, was their hot buttered cheesesteak. And we got these fully loaded. It's going to be hard to see maybe. There's shaved steak in there. There's onions, there's mushrooms, there's cheese, of course. That is your staple for your hot buttered cheesesteak. That is how you're going to get it if you get everything completely loaded. The bun is buttered. And the butter on these is what I think brings out the best flavor on these cheesesteaks. And that is the thing that sort of elevated these cheesesteaks and really made them famous for their hot buttered cheesesteak. These are $7.49 for the regular size, again, which we got here. 653 calories. Ready to try this one?
All right.
Here we go. Now, the thing that I always enjoyed about the hot buttered cheesesteak, and it may or may not be the thing that you enjoy about cheesesteaks, is the steak itself on this. This is not your shaved steak that's gonna come off of an actual steak or anything like that. This is your Steakum brand of cheesesteak. That was something that I always enjoyed about this. The mushrooms are grilled, the onions are grilled, that cheese is melted right across those slices of that steak itself. And again, another one of my favorites right here.
I like the mushrooms in there.
I was just about to ask you your thoughts on that. Okay, and then the final thing that Mr. Hero is known for is their Potato Waffers. And there's a look at them right there. When these first came out, nobody really had done anything like these before. This kind of cut, now of course you're going to find this a lot more frequently, but back when Mr. Hero first started, this was something kind of original. The other part of this is what Mrs. Goblin is holding, and that is a cheese cup. There is a great flavor on these waffle fries. They're nice and light, they're salty, they're crispy, and then you dunk them in that cheese sauce, and that gives it another level as well. We have the regular size here. These are $3.25, 360 calories for this entire package. Let's go ahead and open that cheese sauce. And
that's an extra 60 calories.
That is an extra 60 calories for the cheese cup itself also, and also another $1 if you want to add that cheese cup. So I'm going to go ahead and dip, and I'm going to let you go ahead and take what you would like there. Okay. So again, that's a Northeast Ohio original right there. Thoughts on the Waffers?
I mean, they're good. They taste just like French fries to me.
Okay.
Now with cheese on them.
Maybe Mrs. Goblin is not quite as big of a fan, but again, this is part of my past, part of my childhood growing up. I've said several times, McDonald's is my favorite fast food burger, nationwide fast food chain, but my overall favorite fast food establishment that I've ever had is by far Mr. Hero. I have spent more money at Mr. Hero than any other fast food chain in my entire life. And this stuff tasted as good as I remembered. It seems like maybe the sandwiches are a little bit smaller than I remembered. but I'm
Maybe
also
you were
I'm
smaller
also yes, I'm also bigger than I used to be when I had these. So, but overall, very happy with our Mr. Hero experience and 4-star seal of approval. All right, there we go. Mr. Hero, my one and only review of Mr. Hero, just because this has been my one and only opportunity to try them again. They're only in Northeast Ohio, really in the Cleveland area.
Maybe
you'll see a lot
they'll
of them. Maybe they'll ship. I don't know how well they would ship, but I guess we could look into that and see. I don't know if they would.
Need to expedite that teleportation thing, then they can teleport you like in Star Trek.
Exactly. Yeah, there we go. I don't know how well they would ship to Florida even, so I don't know. We'll have to see. But if you do get an opportunity to visit the Cleveland area, check out Mr. Hero, get a Romanburger, get a hot buttered cheesesteak. You will not be sorry. And we will catch you next time.